back to the Crypto Hub. My name is Luke. This is my co-host, Trader Main. And we have a big show for you. The market's back. I feel alive again. Bitcoin climbed, 2%? But the entire market is rallying about 20%. So we finally have coins to talk about, some setups, ways to make money, and to keep you entertained in the bear market. Main, what's good, bro? What'd you dress up for as Halloween?
I got convinced to go out twice. The curses of having a girlfriend who's several years younger than you. So I went out Friday and Saturday. Friday night, I was a bottle of Sriracha hot sauce. And last night, I was Joe Exotic. That was a last-minute Halloween store pickup, but it worked out pretty well.
This might be the first year in a while I didn't dress up. Did watch the Jake Paul fights, though. Did you see those fights?
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I posted about it. I thought it was the most entertaining fight he's been in.
Dude, it was good.
Yeah, people are like, oh, it's rigged and da-da-da. I don't think it's rigged at all. Like, you're silly. You're just a hater if you think it's rigged. I also think people are like, listen, well, he can't fight. He's fight a real boxer. He tried to fight Tommy Fury.
Yep.
That fell apart. And I wouldn't get in the ring with Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva's past his prime, but he still looked very dangerous. I thought it was a good fight. It was worth the pay-per-view that I totally paid for.
Me too. I definitely paid for that. I would never stream illegally. But yeah, the fight was good. I kind of felt bad for Anderson Silva being 50 years old and fighting. But he still looked dangerous, man.
There's a few. I think he's just a little too passive, but I thought it was entertaining overall.
All right, so I hope you guys had a good weekend. We have a lot to talk about in the crypto market. As I said, massive week, dude. The vibes on the timeline are up. Everyone's pretty damn excited. We have a renewed sense of optimism just because the market moved up a little. It's only been 5 or 6 days, but you can just feel it. I imagine some of you guys are feeling it too. So we have so much stuff to cover. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to our show sponsor, Syscoin, that helps us produce this show for you guys. We've already done a giveaway.
They are reaching out actively to the winners. They were posted on Twitter, so make sure you're checking your DMs if you were one of those winners. And we definitely want to do some more giveaways. And there's a lot of exciting stuff going on, with Syscoin. Syscoin's been around for a long time. They are a token that's kind of stood the test of time. They've been around for multiple market cycles at this point. They're pretty much one of the only L2s on Bitcoin. So there's lots to discuss with Syscoin. We'll continue to dig in more in future episodes. But for now, shout out to the Syscoin team, and let's get into the video.
All right, so biggest pump by far this week was Dogecoin. You cannot ignore this move, dude. We have Dogecoin up 50% in one day. That happened towards the end of the week, up 100% since we recorded last week. Part of it had to be Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. I think people are anticipating that he's going to tweet out something positive about Doge. He's been shitposting a lot. Who knows? Maybe he integrates Doge into Twitter, has some kind of tipping feature. I don't know what people are betting on, but if Elon is doing well, Doge goes up. I feel like I've seen this movie before, though. Like, what's your take on how this Dogecoin move plays out? Some people say this happens before all the altcoins go up. Some people say it's a sign that we're going lower. How do you interpret it?
Yeah, so in my experience, Dogecoin and Doge clones, like we saw Sheeb also get a big pump, usually is not something I love to see. Because, go look at the last top that we just had here, Dogecoin, Sheeb going absolutely crazy right up into Elon Musk going on SNL and mentioning Doge and everyone saying it was going to $1 and it's been down only ever since. I actually was long Doge. I closed it much too early, but generally these very fast, inefficient moves up, in my experience, don't end well. Obviously, I hope that that's not the case, but anytime anything, Elon related comes out, Dogecoin, that was kind of just like I don't even want to call it fundamental analysis, but like that was just kind of the play where like Elon Twitter deal going through, Dogecoin probably pumps, which is pretty ridiculous that that's a thing in this market, but it is. So congrats if you made some money. If you made 50% in a bear market in the matter of days or hours, take some profit off the table. But we'll wait and see. I think there's a lot of speculation on what Elon might do with Doge. If he's going to integrate it with Twitter, that'd be absolutely insane because, the coin doesn't do anything. There's unlimited supply. Like, there's so many issues there, but who knows? We'll see. Going to be interesting times. I'm just enjoying the timeline burning to the ground with Elon taking over. And there's some of us who are celebrating it and other people who think it's the end of the world.
The Doge pump, it just reminds me, because I'm like yourself, I don't trade it. I'm just not a meme coin trader. I know that's not my game. But Zahir, Split Capital on Twitter, portfolio manager at a large crypto fund, and he tweeted out, he said, thematic narratives, and this is a very nice way of putting it, in crypto seem so asinine. Longing Doge before Twitter gets bought by Elon. Longing Sol before a conference. Buying Chili's before the World Cup. And he said, it's so stupid, and I hate that it works without fail. It's so true. Crypto is amazing. The market is dominated by retail and individual traders. It's dominated by people that source a lot of their info from Twitter and from Reddit. And those people a lot of times have more power in coins like this than large funds. something like you'd see in traditional markets with stocks. So if everyone agrees that Doge should go up because Elon bought Twitter, it's a hilarious thing where you can't even bet against that. People are talking about Elon. Doge should go up. And that actually is profitable. It's kind of hilarious how dumb the strategy can be, and it still pays.
Yeah.
For the Dogecoin traders right now that are mad we're not super bullish, there is something kind of crazy in the chart. If you go back to Dogecoin for the past 7 years, it's traded in the same range. Pumps up a certain amount, drops back down. And for 7 years, it never goes above where it would pump. It would always pump to the same level. Last year, when Elon got on board the Doge train and it pumped to almost $1, this most recent down move, the lowest point, was the high from the last 7 years. So if this was a chart of anything else, this wasn't a dog coin, a literal meme, it'd be a screaming buy. Like, I don't think the chart looks bad at all. It's just so hard to get behind when I've seen these pumps just fizzle out, man. It's an interest game. Are people going to be interested in Doge and Elon in 3 months? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I would much rather Bitcoin and Ethereum go up than Dogecoin, but at this point in the market, we'll kind of take what we can get, and volatility is all we desire right now.
I mean, Doge wasn't the only altcoin that moved up. Across the board, we have altcoins up 20%. ETH, Cardano, Ripple, Sol, bottom of the barrel altcoins, the majors, everything. It didn't discriminate. They're all up about 20% from the lows. I think that is because Bitcoin inched up a few percent, right? We've been trading in this very small consolidation for Bitcoin. It barely moved for a full month. We have a slight 2% pop. We get back above 20K and the entire alt market bounces 20%. It's hard not to be excited about the potential for that if Bitcoin can inch a little bit higher. How do you interpret the Bitcoin chart? Because I think that's definitely the driver of all these altcoin moves. Do you expect to have another good week for Bitcoin? What's your view there?
I hope so. I mean, to me, this is a bear market rally still. And that, until equities bottom and the macro picture changes, I don't see a bottom being in for Bitcoin. That being said, we got long in the last episode. I posted a bunch of videos about getting long, which worked out very well. I think we're at an interesting spot. I do think stocks have a little bit higher they can go.
Yep.
I really like kind of the 39.80 up into kind of the low 4,000s on ES, on the S&P 500. And if we can get that little bit more of a push up on equities, I think that can give crypto a little bit more, room to move. And we talked about the dollar potentially rolling over last week. We finally saw that happen. We saw the dollar break a key level on the daily. So now you have a lower high and a lower low. Potential short-term trend change on the dollar. These are the types of things we need to see in those correlated assets to see crypto be able to continue to rally. And what I would love for this to be is a proper bear market rally where we, put in a face ripper, altcoins go crazy, Bitcoin moves double-digit percents itself, and Ethereum and the like, and we get actually maybe a sustained trend, even if that's only for a couple of weeks, for a month. I would love that. So right now, I'm still leaning bullish. What I'm hoping to happen is early this week. So this show comes out on Monday. So Monday or Tuesday, I'm hoping we put in the low of the week for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I like around 20,200 to 20,300 on Bitcoin. And I like around 1,500 to 1515 on Ethereum for areas for a potential higher low. And if that happens, then I think Bitcoin can maybe reach 22. 21.5, 22, and Ethereum maybe as high as 1,800, which would be, awesome. And based on the reflexivity we've seen in alts, another big leg up across altcoins as well.
If Bitcoin's low is 20,200, like you just said, for people that don't have a chart in front of them, 20,200 is the highest we were at for the past month, right? We'd bounce between 20,200, we would go down to about 18,200. So we've been trading in this little $2,000 range. Price is now at 20,500 or right above. So if the low is 20,200, that just means Bitcoin is trading above and sustaining above where we spent the last month. Like that, yes. I think that's all that needs to happen for the alts to continue.
Sustaining is the key word, right? Like we were in that 45-day consolidation. You've been posting some charts about that. We don't want to break back into that range, right? That to me is a bad sign. If we get right back below 20K and start holding down there, to me, that's like, okay, this was just a fake out and we're probably going to the bottom of that range and maybe lower. So fingers crossed, and let's hope we have a good week. Put the low of the week in early and maybe enjoy a nice Uptober was probably not the best name for Uptober. We are up.
We're up.
The candle is green. But maybe we'll have to think of some form of play on words for November, and we can continue the rally.
But that gives you a very simple plan, I believe. That's at least the plan I'm going to follow this week. If Bitcoin stays above 20,200, I think it still makes sense to fire on those alts. If we get back down into the same range we've been at, I would expect the life to die down and the market to deflate, but there you go. A really easy line in the sand to determine your trades. There's life in the NFT market again as well. And it's not the normal NFTs that you might be used to seeing pumping. There's a pretty interesting phenomenon going right now for all the NFT traders. The hottest NFTs are Reddit NFTs. Have you seen these things?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be an active Reddit neckbeard back in the day. Not so much anymore. Twitter's kind of taken over that obsession of mine. But it's interesting. I mean, what's cool about it, I guess, is the built-in user base, right? I mean, that's, I think, the biggest selling point for this. There's, 300 million Reddit accounts? That's a lot. You do not need to convert a large amount of those people for this to actually be potentially, a successful endeavor. So very interesting idea. I don't know enough about it to, make a calculated bet on it. But 300 million is a lot of people. And if they can convert even a small percentage of that, could be pretty cool.
It's exciting too. If I look back at traders who did incredibly well last cycle and lived life pretty stress-free, it was the NFT guys, because that market was just so hot, so easy, everything went up. The Reddit NFTs specifically, so they launched them a few months ago. They work just like profile pictures on Twitter. It's the Reddit logo, just dressed up in different costumes, kind of. The secret here is they call them digital collectibles instead of NFTs because people on Reddit hate the word NFTs. That slight name change made them just go absolutely crazy. They have 3 million users. One of the projects was top of the OpenSea volume, and it's this weird game where Reddit cares about different things than normal NFT people do. Like the drops are different. There's different generations. There's tons of different artists that all contribute to the same collection. It's one of those games where if you are an NFT person, you want to venture into something that's hot right now. I think that Reddit NFTs can go on for a while. The only thing I'm skeptical about is it seems weird that the community is so focused on hating NFTs. Like they love these Reddit digital collectibles, but they don't like NFTs. I don't know how well that's going to translate if the only value is having it as your profile picture on Reddit.
Yeah. What else can it be used for, right?
Right. And if they hate it being used outside of that, or they hate NFT integration elsewhere, yeah, you can penetrate more of the Reddit market, but
I've never been a big NFT guy. I'm kind of more in the NFT or altcoins with pictures camp. That being said, if you see someone with a Bored Ape or you see someone with a punk, it's almost, I hate to say this, it's almost like seeing someone in a Rolex. You're kind of like, okay, this is a 5-figure, at least, JPEG. So there's kind of that brand recognition. And yeah, there's parties and whatever and things like that. But with the Reddit thing, the fact that they have this disdain for the NFT community, well, it's like, well, you need the NFT community if you want this to penetrate, like you said, outside of just Reddit. The taste makers, I think, for the NFT landscape, they're on Twitter. Maybe YouTube as well. But one thing I will give to them, I'm much more interested in NFTs and projects that are launching now and maybe in the next 6 to 12 months than I am to ones that were launching when Bitcoin was at 60,000. Because now you don't have that built-in overhead supply of people who bought the top and they're now down horrendously and they just want to get out. Something fresh, something new, definitely something that I think is going to be interesting to track over the coming week.
Maine, what are we trading this week? Got to give the people some alpha. We mentioned Bitcoin, the line in the sand. I think that's the most important level for me in determining my trade plan this week. Do you have anything specific on Bitcoin, ETH, any alts you're looking at?
So I'm primarily going to be focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's what I know. Am I missing out on potentially outsized return on some altcoins? Probably. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I've been hitting a pretty high strike rate, just focusing kind of on high time frame moves. There haven't been many of them, but when they show up, they seem to play out consistently. So I'll have Luke pop up those two charts I'm looking at, and I'll show you guys the buy zones that I'm watching. Basically two scenarios. I'm thinking that 20,200, 20,300 higher low for Bitcoin, or maybe we sweep the 20K level. We put in a swing low right at 20K. Maybe we sweep that. And if we reclaim it quickly, I think you pile into longs, you target 22. Same goes for Ethereum. There's a swing low right at 1,500. If we sweep that, reclaim it, I think you pile in longs, targeting 1,800. Any sustained closes below 20,000 and below 1,500 on Bitcoin and ETH respectively, I think you got to have kind of the red alert sign going on. We're breaking back into that range that we just broke out of. That's not what you want to see. If this is a true bear market rally, we want to see things expand upward quickly and not give people a lot of time to get on board. The whole idea is that 45 days was accumulation. and shaking the weak hands out. And now strong hands are going to take this higher before they distribute. If it's a real rally, if it's a real ripper, just like in a bull market rally, the dip's never as deep as you want it to be. Same idea here. If we're having some huge, large dip and we're back in that old consolidation, to me, that doesn't inspire strength. I think if this is really strong, it moves quickly and it doesn't give you really that many opportunities to get back on board.
I like that. The only coins I'll be adding, and I think it's valuable for everyone to think about this as you listen, is I kind of want to only be buying things that I think could do well in the next bull market. So, it's fun to try to trade the Dogecoin or whatever momentum is happening right now. And you can even have the assumption this is a bear market rally. I think that's fair. I think it's good to have a point where you cut all your trades in case this goes bad. But in the off chance that the bottom is in and Bitcoin does stay above 20K, I want to be buying things that as the market returns will do well for the next 6 months to a year. So obviously, any ETH, any Atom, it seems like is gaining a ton of attention lately. Even things like Aptos, which is a VC new layer 1 chain they're trying to pump, but it's got a much smaller market cap than the other layer 1s.
Have they even released the tokenomics for that yet?
No,
do we even know what's going on?
I think that's why it's bullish, is no one knows fucking anything.
No one knows how bad they're going to get dumped on.
Exactly.
Listen, I agree with you to an extent. I like Atom. I like Solana. I love Ethereum, obviously, Bitcoin as well. I think there's a few things you want to be careful with. You don't want to play unit by unit bias. And what I mean by unit bias is just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's a good deal. And the other thing you want to be careful with is most of the time, previous cycle altcoins will underperform that new flavor of the month, flavor of the bull market. So I do think there's no problem in making concentrated bets. Like we have, steadfast coins. Like I don't think Solana, Atom, Syscoin, coins that have been around for multiple cycles, or at the very least are continuing to iterate and develop and push things out. Those are going to be generally coins that I think do well, and good chance that they might outperform Bitcoin or potentially even Ethereum. But I also think right now, especially, I'm a trader, but I have a lot of friends who make a lot of money and they don't do any trading. What they do is they're reading white papers, they're looking at tokenomics, and they're trying to find the newest ecosystems that are going to exist or don't even exist yet. Think of DeFi in the last run, metaverse tokens in the last run. If you got early to either of those trends, you made a killing and you didn't even really have to trade. You're like, oh, this is going to take off. The whole market is bullish. I'm going to try and find what's that new trend. Maybe that's GameFi. I don't really know. But I do think now, especially if you're not like a trader per se, now's the time to be kind of doing that. Everyone says do your own research. Now's the time. The stuff that starts launching, like you said, in the next 6 months to a year, the stuff that's launching that looks legit, that's going to be the stuff that crushes, in the next bull run.
Even the stuff that's getting memed to death right now, like Aptos, I do think it warrants attention. So that's what I'll be checking out. That, Atom, Sol, ETH. And check out some new coins. If you guys have anything that you want us to review, drop it in the comments down below. We'll take a look at it next week. I would love to look at some altcoin setups, especially if Bitcoin stays above our line in the sand. Be sure to subscribe. Remember, this is all dropping on the new channel. This is the CryptoHub. Drops every single week. Brought to you by Syscoin. Maine, we'll chat soon, brother.
Thanks, buddy. See you guys later.